everyone, welcome to Dedicated Dentist where we probe dentistry 32 reasons why. But before we get started, make sure you watch the video of maxillary first molar anatomy. Since there are 28 teeth and it is impossible to remember each and every anatomical characteristics of all the aspects of 28 teeth. But we can make it a bit easier by comparing the characteristics of one tooth with the other. This is why make sure you watch the video of maxillary first molar because we are going to compare the second molar with first. Maxillary second molar is very similar to the maxillary first molar except there are few variations. The roots of the maxillary second molar are generally longer than that of the first molar or sometimes of that same length. The distolingual cusp is smaller than that of maxillary first molar. We already discussed the primary molar cusp triangle in the first molar lecture. Also, the roots in maxillary second molar are convergent, that is closer together or within the confines of the outline of crown, whereas in first molar, the roots are divergent or spreading outward away from each other and outside the confines of the crown. The crown in second molar is 0.5 mm shorter than that of the first molar, whereas the buccolingual measurements are same as that of maxillary first molar. Also, it is 0.5 or 1 mm smaller mesiodistally than that of first molar. Two types of occlusal forms are seen. First is rhomboidal, that is 4 cusp type, and second is third molar type or heart-shaped type, in which the distolingual is either very smaller or completely missing. From the buccal aspect, it is shorter cervico-occlusally, and the distobuccal cusp is smaller, and the distal, because of this we can see the distal marginal ridge and distolingual cusp. The buccal groove here is less definite or less distinct. The roots are longer or of the same length of maxillary first molar. There is distal inclination to the roots. Because of it, the apex of mesiobuccal root is in line with that of the buccal groove of crown, whereas in maxillary first molar, the apex was in line with the mesiobuccal cusp tip. You can also add this point in buccal aspect that the three roots are convergent in second molar and divergent in the first molar. From the lingual aspect, you can see the mesiolingual cusp and distolingual cusp. Now, the distal cusps of maxillary second molar are smaller, and distolingual cusp is smaller, hence the distobuccal cusp is visible from this aspect. You can see the lingualo-palatal root and part of the other two roots, and on the mesiolingual cusp there is no cusp of caribali. Here, the apex of the lingual root is in line with the distolingual cusp tip, but in maxillary first molar, it was in line with that of the lingual groove. From the mesial aspect, you can see the buccolingual dimensions of second molar are same as that of first molar, except the crown height is less than that of first molar. The roots you can also see from this aspect are closer together or convergent, and there is absence of fifth cusp. The cervical line on the mesial aspect is convex towards the marginal ridge or occlusal surface. On the distal aspect, again you see that the distobuccal cusp is smaller, hence more of the mesiobuccal cusp is seen from this aspect. The cervical line here is straight, just like that in maxillary first molar. The occlusal aspect is rhomboidal, which is more common, that is 4 cusp type, and there is this also hard type, that is 3 cusp type, where the distolingual cusp is less developed or sometimes absent. Mesiobuccal and mesiolingual cusp are more prominent or more developed, and buccolingual dimensions are same as that of first molar, but mesiodistal it is 1 mm less than that of the first molar. The distobuccal and distolingual cusp are less developed or less prominent, and on the second molar, maxillary second molar, you can see more supplemental grooves and pits as compared to the first molar. That was all about maxillary second molar anatomy. Hope you liked the video. Make sure you draw these diagrams so that you get more marks.